When it comes to inequalities, they don't have one solution. But we are going to solve them, especially linear inequalities. Linear inequalities, we are going to solve them the way we will solve an equation. Suppose with this thing here in an equation, how would it look like? If this was an equation, you're going to have 2x minus 1 all over 3, which is going to be equal to 2x plus 1. How would you solve this one if it has an equation? What are you going to do? Cross multiply. If you cross multiply this one, multiply by this one. Multiply by 3, multiply by 3. And then what are you going to have here? You're going to have 2x minus 1, which is going to be equal to, it's 3 multiplied by 2. What is 3 multiplied by 2? 6x. It's plus 3. Ne? Okay, what would you do from here then? You group the like terms. Ne? Okay, we take this one to this other side. And then we take this one to this other side. It's equal to 2x minus 6x. It's equal to 3
Plus 1.
Plus 1. Okay. 2 minus 4.
Minus 4 and 4.
Minus 4x.
4.
It's equal to
4.
4. Divide by negative 4. What is going to be x?
Minus 1.
It's going to be actually minus 1. Okay. This is how we'll solve it if this was an equation. What does that mean? It means what is going to be the x value that is going to make the left-hand side and the right-hand side to be equal. And then what are they saying here? They're saying if you put minus 1 here and then you put minus 1 here, the left-hand side and the right-hand side are going to be equal. Now, so if it's an inequality, then how do you solve an inequality? You are still going to solve it exactly like an equation, except there are few rules that we need to know. What is the first thing that we need to know? We need to know Uguti. If you multiply an inequality with a negative, it changes its sign. Let's start with something like this here. Would you agree with me if I say 6 is greater than 3? Do you agree? Is 6 greater than 3? It's true. But now, why not if I multiply both sides with a negative? Look at this. If I multiply with a negative and then I multiply with a negative, I have minus 6 and minus 3. Is minus 6 greater than minus 3?
No.
It's a lie. So what does that mean? If you are to multiply with the negative, what should happen to the sign, man? It should change. Sign up on your change and then it becomes what? Less than. Is minus 6 less than minus 3? That's true. Now, when you change a sign, the inequality, you are only going to change the sign of an inequality if you multiply with a negative or you divide with the what? With a negative. Okay, now that we know that, let's get down to business. How are we going to solve this thing? What do we do first when we are busy solving the equation? What is the first thing that you did here? When we... no, we don't change it into equal sign. I said if it was. We cross multiply. Yeah, so I'm going to cross multiply. How? I didn't say change. I said if it was an equation. This is how we solve the equation. Multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. What are you going to have? 2x minus 1 is greater or equals to. And then we said 3 multiplied by 6x. 3 multiplied by plus 3. Okay, from here, what did you do? Group the like terms. Take this one to this other side. Okay? And then you take this one to what? When I take this to the other side, the sign doesn't change. You see this sign? This one and this one, they still look alike. Okay? So what am I going to have? I am going to have 2x minus 6x is going to be greater or equals to 3 plus 1. The sign didn't change. Okay, we're still moving on then. Now, if I say minus 4x is greater or equals to what? To 4. But now I'm going to divide with a negative. Can you see that? So I'm going to divide with minus 4 divided by what? By minus 4. Therefore, our sign, it was greater than, now the sign is going to change and become what? Less than. So it says which x is going to be less or equals to -1. Now, what else should you do here? You are supposed to take this thing and then represent it on the number line. Yes. 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 If I divide it with the positive, it remains the same. Yeah, I change. So, how to represent this on the number line? How is it going to look like? You have -1 here. And then are we going to use a shaded dot or a hollow dot here? We're going to use a shaded dot. Less than. Values that are less than, are they in number 1 or number 2? They're in number 2. No? So you're going to say it's less than, and then you're going to have the following. And then you are going to do the following as an activity. Activity 10. Yeah, as the homework.